Hello.
Welcome. So, how are you guys today?
Doing good. Exams is coming up, so
Yeah, hanging in there.
yeah.
That's great.
We're hanging in there.
Yes, and we're getting over one set of holidays, getting ready to go into another set of holidays.
Oh,
So
yes.
Yes.
there's much to open up about. So our what we're opening today is a bottle of Tempranillo from the Texas High Plains, from the Slate Theory Winery in the Texas Hill Country.
And what are we opening up about today?
Well, 'tis the season for stress.
Yes.
So we're going to open up about how to manage stress in
Mm.
these times. So our poem is called God is Near, God is Here. Adrift upon a silent sea, my boat, the waves, and me. Is it dawn or evening? It's hard to tell which horizon I'm seeing, but I know God is near. I know God is here. Right now there is calm, but soon the winds may shift and my boat may drift and test my faith. Even if I capsize, God will find me in the wake. I see how far by grace I've come. I know the one guiding me home. So even when I fear, I trust God is near. Indeed, God is here. I am not alone to be adrift upon a silent sea. My boat, the waves, my God, and me.
Amen. So,
So let's open up about
about
stress.
stress.
Okay, do
So,
you
can
want
you
to
tell
name
us?
what stresses
Uh,
we're having right now?
uh, yeah, final exams. Yes, that's the biggest. That I mean, for me right now, that's very present. But yeah.
Yeah, same for you, McQueen.
Yes. It's the same for me. But you know what I like from your poem? I think there's one line that you said, I am not alone to be adrift upon a silent sea. I think that's when you're stressed and I see the rest of my brothers in my house is stressed too, I'm happy because I know I'm not on that journey by myself. So I feel like, okay, well, I'm not the only one going for it. So
Yes,
yeah,
it
so
does help to know that everybody's suffering. I mean, it's like, no, I mean,
well, not suffering, but I mean,
well, no, misery loves company, and
mhm.
like it does make you feel a little bit better, like that as a group. Like,
Right,
yes, I'm stressed,
right.
and it helps you kind of understand the other person too, as opposed to you're dealing with something that's stressing you out. Nobody else knows what this is
Right.
or what you're going through or whatever. There's nothing that they in any way that they can relate to, and they're like, "Oh, you're just like, why are you being so irritable these days, right? Like everything seems to upset you these days." We were talking. I don't know what was I talking. I think I was talking to William the other day, and it was something about like, "Oh, I just hope that there's no drama till the end of the year." And I said, there will be drama because tensions are high, everybody's stressed, and so this is the time when the small things start irritating everybody because everybody is frustrated. So there will be probably be arguments, and because I think your temper becomes shorter when you're stressed and overwhelmed, and dealing with a lot of things, and you have deadlines coming up, whatever, and so yeah, most likely people are gonna get upset and irritated. So it's just
But at least you can understand each other. You
yeah,
don't have to wonder why are you so on edge. You know
yeah.
why they're so on edge,
Right.
In two
and you
weeks
can
we will
be
be hugging and loving each other again.
and celebrating the birth of our Savior.
Amen.
Yes,
Right.
yes. So I think of the islands as a place where people go to release stress. Now, people who live on the island, how do you release stress? I mean, it's like we go there to get rid of stress, but if you live there, there are things that stress you, right?
Well, I think there are things that stress people, but I think the weekend starts on a Wednesday.
I
So
like that.
they go to karaoke on Wednesday. They go by the bars. We have the beaches, so we go there too. I think that's a stress free area that we do. We use mostly. There's lots of nature, and people like to party. So I think maybe having a glass of wine like we are today helps to relieve our stress. The other day, I was very stressed. When was that? I think on Wednesday. Yes, because I was working all night the night before, and I had a glass of wine at the end, and I felt very good. But I went back to work again. But it calmed me, I was very happy to. Well, Ben told me that I should have a glass of wine, so I did that. And yeah, but in the Caribbean, we do have a glass of wine. Maybe drink something strong. Oh, we go to the beach and we go to enjoy. And going to the sulfur springs because we have a drive-in volcano in San Lucia, so you can go
Wow.
in, and then there's the sulfur that goes down, and they created pools for people to go in, and that is like a stress reliever for all the people of my
And the
country.
water is hot.
Yes, it
Hmm.
is hot. So
Interesting.
uh
That's great. Yeah. What are some things that help you to de-stress?
Yeah. Music is a big one. I'm always listening to music, but also drawing or coloring things. I just today took out my sketchbook. Uh, I haven't done anything to it or with it, but just to bring it out, bring out my box of colored pencils, kind of gave me a sense of, okay, this is something I could do to kind of, because it helps me. Like I like to do things, with a lot of lines that I can then color in, or lines or blocks, whatever that you can color in, and pay attention to detail. I'm not very good at like sketching things per se, but like patterns. I can do patterns and then try and fill them in, stuff like that. It really helps by doing that to take my mind off of whatever it is because I'm so focused on it,
Hmm.
right? So it's very good to like for the brain to relax. Also, taking a walk, especially if the weather is nice. I did that today after I finished a section of one of the projects I was working on. I took a walk and then took a nap. Was very unsuccessful at it, but it did help me. Eating, it's not the best one, but eating does help as
stress
well. Some
relief.
people drink, some people eat, some
Yeah.
people do
Some
both.
people do both. And
But
there
yeah,
are comfort foods too,
yes,
Right.
that
yes, Chick-fil-A. But no, they're not
Chick-fil-A is your.
sponsoring this episode, but they should.
I think they did.
Yeah. What are some of your stressors and de-stressors?
Okay,
Other
so
than students, you cannot say
I was just
students,
going to say
because
that
we're
my stressors include students. Well, I said include. It's not
yes,
the
okay.
only source of stress.
Not a husband for sure
No, not a
anymore.
husband and
Yeah,
no children
and no
either to
children.
stress. I would say the other stressors are things that I say yes to,
Oh,
and
yeah.
things that I have to prepare for,
Mm,
and making sure that I honor my deadlines. Those are the kinds of things, and I sometimes ask myself, so I said yes to this because
Mm-hmm.
why? Uh, so I think that that's a normal thing. But really, my life isn't completely stress free. But really, compared to others who
mhm.
Yeah.
have all kinds of other uh, things that are weighing them down, I would say that I'm I'm feeling less of that.
Yeah.
So when I am feeling stressed, okay, I have a friend who uses this, and I use it as well. Jesus, Jesus, come and squeeze us. It's like it's like it's a prayer, but it's also like a reminder to smile, right? Because it kind of lift your spirits when you
Mhm.
think of how
Yeah.
it rhymes. Jesus, Jesus, come and squeeze us. So I do that. But the first thing is stop and breathe, because I find that when I'm stressed, I'm breathing kind of shallow.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm
Yes.
almost afraid to take the next breath until this is finished or whatever. So the first thing is to be aware of my breathing and to be mindful of taking very deep breaths and relaxing, letting it go very slowly, and just kind of visualizing letting whatever the stressor is to go out into the universe
Yeah.
and not return to me, but it's just released.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing is breathe, you know. And then the second thing, you mentioned this too, and that's the walking is really good. I was reading an article not too long ago about the body mind connection,
Mm.
and that when we're stressed, giving our bodies the opportunity to exercise help us to see things more clearly,
Yeah.
and it clears your mind. It allows you to see things logically. Notice that okay, this is a stressor now, but it's not going to be there forever. So get and you can get that perspective when you're
Yeah.
exercising. So walking, I'm not into running, never have been, never will be, uh, but I do like walking and dancing too. That's
Mm.
it's the combination of the music
Yeah.
and then the movement as well that I find stress releasing.
Yeah. I found that just last year it was around finals as well, and it was my first year in the graduate level. So it was very stressful and intense. But at that time, I had also just started stretching and like doing stretch workouts, and man, my body felt great. And I think because when you're stressed, your body tenses up, so stretching really helps to kind of loosen all of that. And I still remember the feeling of like as I was doing the stretching, because you have to hold some of them a little longer or whatever, so it because you're not used to it. So it's a bit challenging, and so thinking, oh my gosh, when is this gonna end? But then when you finish the whole routine, my body just felt very grateful to me that I had done that.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but
And as you stretch, you also breathe, so you get oxygen
yes,
in your
Yeah.
muscles, and
yeah,
it has an overall really good effect. The
yeah.
other good effect of exercise is that it releases those happy
Oh yeah,
hormones,
Hormones,
the
yes.
endorphins
endorphins and
in your brain, and it's like having a glass of wine, but
hmm
you can drive with after
you will
Well,
get
after
I
pulled
can
over.
drive.
whereas if you had too many glasses of wine,
Right,
you
you can.
shouldn't.
Right, that
Right.
is so true. Yeah,
Yes.
When we
but
were
I do
coming
like
here,
movement.
William, what was it that you said on the in the car? It was a Portuguese saying, breathe. Was it breathe and breathe and don't get crazy? Yeah. So I think it goes to that: breathe and don't get crazy.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. You were going to say something.
Yes, I was. No, I was gonna say that I do go to the gym every day, and I think that's a very good stress reliever. Um, for me. Um, yeah, and sometimes I call my friends. One time I was very stressed. I think it was last week, and then I went to visit a family. And when I got there, the family told me what they were going through, and I said, I'm no longer stressed now. I have given it up to God because you are the one stressed. I'm only stressed because I have to do an assignment that's tomorrow, and I forgot that I needed to do it. So your stress is like much bigger than mine. So
Yeah, sometimes you can give yours over when you realize
yeah, other
this is like a
people,
tempest in a teacup,
right?
and others are really experiencing other major
Yes,
events
yes.
that are causing stress.
Oh,
So can stress be good? Do
They
you
say
think?
it can. I've
Um.
heard that there's good stress, the kind of stress that allows you to be motivated
Hmm.
for
mm,
life. The things that get you up and out of bed in the morning, the things that you look forward to. There's a stress
Yeah.
involved in that, but at the same time, it's like too much of a good thing can,
Yeah.
yeah.
be of a bad
Because
thing.
I remember when we had our we were planning a what was it, our Thanksgiving dinner, and so I had a lot of things on my plate like at once, right? I was baking a cake, I had put it in the oven, and I had to go pick up food with a couple other guys, and I needed to make sure that I didn't know if I was gonna have enough time, and so I could feel myself feeling stressed, but I was also delegating and saying, okay, can I call you at this time, and if I'm not home, and can you do this and whatever, and then need to go to the place and make this call and whatever. I was stressed, but at the same time, it felt like good because I was handling things and I was doing something that I enjoyed, even if it was stressful.
Mm.
But there does, I guess, come a time when something becomes too stressful that you're not even if it's something that you're in that related to something that you're enjoying, to where you don't enjoy it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. I think even in school, when you're doing your assignments too, having that stress, then you're able to get a lot of stuff done. But then you lose something too because you're unable to take a break. You're unable to go out because you're always like focused on getting the assignment done. And then the reality that's around you, it's losing its the whole sense of it. You lose friends because of that. You don't answer calls because you say I have an assignment to do. You make up all of these excuses when you could have not procrastinate or just done it like sometime in advance. And sometimes these things could really it's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Sometimes you just feel like a sense of accomplishment when you
Right.
have reached the end of something, but while you're going through it, it's the only thing you can think of,
Think of
and
yeah.
everything else falls away. So I hope you don't really lose friends. You just have to help them understand
Well, not
that I'll be
maybe I use
back.
the word.
That's
I would say not lose, but the reality of taking some time for yourself.
hmm
It's lost
hmm
in the moment
right.
because your only focus is about the school, the school, the school, the school, and then you tend to then you later down the line you say, "Oh, I didn't get a break," but then it's your fault.
hmm
You didn't take. I didn't. I didn't take the break.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe I should have not said you lose friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I should have not said that.
Or maybe I misunderstood
Yeah, I
what you
mean,
meant
no,
by
no,
that.
no, no, no. You didn't.
Another thing when we're going through stress is to ask ourselves, is this going to make any difference 5 years from now?
Yeah.
And if the answer is yes, then you know that it's a serious situation. If the answer is no, then it kind of helps you to take your foot off the gas for a little bit and realize that there are things that are important. And on the scale of 1 to 10, this may not be
Right,
a
right.
1. This might be more of a 7 or a
Yeah.
6, 7.
Mm-hmm. But
Oh,
stress
geez.
also gives people anxieties too.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Have you felt
that you need to.
anxious?
I would say, maybe I would say yes about that. When I was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and my aunt had passed, and everybody was like going for their own, you know. After she died, and the way she died, I think it became very stressful because they had to go. She went on vacation, and then she died on vacation, so they had to go get the body, and everybody, everybody's stressed because then my sister is calling me. Everybody's like calling. Um, Nobody knew what to do at the time, and I think that's what made everybody anxious. And she was on the Dutch side of, and not on the French side, which um, and they wanted to do an autopsy, but if they do an autopsy, it would take for long on the Dutch side, so that didn't. So all of these things makes you anxious of whether you're going to be able to get the body early or whether not. And I think that was one of the things that where the stress made me or whatever anxious, and I was not even around. We were just on the call every single night. Um, and then hearing from everybody, then you realize how, well, people could also draw you into their stress. And
hmm
I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what happened in that space where all of us were thinking, all of us became anxious, and what's next? How do we go about doing it? So,
hmm
yeah,
Yeah, there were a lot of unknowns, and you
right,
had not had that experience before, and everybody was trying to draw on the wisdom of others, and nobody,
Nobody else.
yeah,
Yeah.
nobody knew because they
Yeah.
had not had that experience
Yeah.
before. I don't know if you remember your, from the textbook by Kleinbill about stressors. The number one stressor is divorce, or no,
Mm.
excuse me, death, and
Yes.
followed
Yeah.
by divorce. The
Mm.
the points for the highest amount of stress are death of a spouse or a significant loved one, and then divorce, and then there are other things like change of job,
Mm-hmm.
moving, transitions for your own life, your children's lives. So, yeah, changing neighborhoods,
Yeah.
changing schools. Anytime that there's a change in the way that your life goes from day to day, that causes stress.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of go in routine, right? It's like you have a regular rhythm to
Right.
your daily
Right.
life, but you poke it, and it's like, now what do I do? How does this work? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, like, do you believe that stress does it have an effect on your physical health
Yes,
too?
it does.
Like in terms of maybe some persons become an emotional health too. Persons become isolated. Some people get small. Some people, like Antonio said, binge eating, like you would eat and not realize. But sometimes persons move into isolation and away from other persons when they are very stressed. They only want to be in the four walls of their room
Hmm.
to
Yeah, because it's even more stressful to deal with other
other
people
people.
at that
Right.
time. It's kind of a protection.
Yeah.
They also talk about how caregivers, after the person that they've been caring for passes away, many times the caregiver will discover a health issue that they didn't know they had before.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm.
mostly it's because, they were focused on the health of the person they were
Right.
caring for. And so they ignore their own symptoms or, aches and pains, and they don't go to the doctor. And so then after the person is gone, that's when they become aware of, oh my goodness, I'm in bad shape.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So stress can definitely have a physical effect on you. Yep. As well as the emotional, as you had
I know,
mentioned.
right?
So I
Yes.
think a good takeaway is to recognize when you're stressed and to think for yourself what is one way that you can deal with that stress, what is something that you can do to help you manage it so that then it doesn't get to the point where it affects um, not only your physical and your mental health but also your relationships with people and whatever. So just kind of be aware of it and then think of an action plan, right?
Right.
Well said. That was a beautiful summary.
Thank you.
So I guess we are coming toward the end of this section.
Uh-huh, I think so.
Are we going to challenge our listeners with anything today?
I think I think we could ask just I mean just ask the question, mm, what are stressors for you? What stresses you out? And what are ways that you find helpful to deal with stress? And you can just share with us on the um, comment section, and then we'll love to hear from you.
Right.
Absolutely.
I think one of the things that we might have forgotten is we forgot to speak about sometimes when we stress we have to lean on God because you see, God will find me in the weak. I see how far by grace I have come. So yeah, sometimes leaning on God is one of the things that is needed during stressful time. Prayer. Okay. Yeah.
And yes, recognizing that we're not carrying our burdens by ourselves,
Right.
that God is always there to help us as well. So our prayer lives are important.
Yeah. Amen.
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 So
Alrighty, with
we want
this.
to thank you for joining us today. We love to hear your comments, and we look forward to your presence with us at our next
Podcast.
podcast.
Yes. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.